Good morning all. Today we are going to take a special session on professional ethics and human values. Now this session is very important as far as we all professionals are concerned. And for students also this is very important, as in the future they will enter into an organization or to an institution where they will be working with lot many people of different characters, different nature, etc. And there they have to show a particular code of conduct which relates to the professional ethics. So that is the relevance of this topic for discussion now. Now, this session will deal with two important things. One is the human values and the other one is professional ethics. These two things are very much related because only the persons who are possessing certain human values, they can show the ethics once they are into a profession or into an occupation. So the basics lies in the human values that we learn from our family or from the cultural background where we have grown up. Human values include inherent values, moral values, cultural values, social values, and the psychological values which we have learned over the years. And this we have to, once we have acquired these human values, it has to be applied with the professional ethics. So coming to the question, why ethics is important? This is the most important thing. That is why everyone should possess some qualities or some moral principles or some code of conduct. What is the necessity of having such ethics? Now, as you all know, we are living in a society where there are different cultures being followed. If we take religion as a part of society, there are different people who are following different practices in their different religions. Hindus will have their own culture, while Christians will be following their own culture, while say Muslims will be following their own. So such heterogeneous groups are living together in a society, and they will be showing different nature also. So ethics is important because we want to live with peace and with happiness. So to provide a better society and to have a better place to live in, there should be some strong fundamentals which we have to follow. This is known as the ethics. And there are four important things which we will be discussing in this session. One is the morality, another one is human values, another is ethics, and the last is the professional ethics. Each of these things are important as far as we are concerned. And there are slight difference between all these terms. What is morality, what is human values, what is ethics, and what is professional ethics? So I will say that morality is very much related to the ethics, because we start from certain moral principles or human values. Now first let's see what are moral principles. Now morality tells you about certain principles which help us to distinguish between what is good and what is bad. Again, this is a debatable question whether one thing is good or bad. That is a different question, but still in morality we follow certain principles which tells about this is good, this is bad. Now, for example, in our home or in an organization also, we always respect elderly people, right? Our parents, our grandparents would have taught us that we should show respect to elderly people. Showing respect to elderly people is a part of your moral principle. But again, it is questionable. Is there a need to show respect to elderly people? We can just treat them as friends. What is the need for showing respect? That is again questionable. Whether it is good or bad, this is debatable. But still there are certain principles which have been evolved over the years or from the culture or the living society where we are in. And these moral principles have been contributed to the ethics. Ethics tells you about the code of conduct or the what guides us when we are acting on something. So that tells you about the ethics. And the human values are certain value systems which we have inherited from our ancestors. And human values, you can say truth is an example. Always telling the truth, that is an example for human value. Then loyalty, if you are a loyal person, that is a human value that you possess. Love, Love is also a human value. Now, if you take the human values into consideration, you cannot say that some values are good, some values are bad. It is not like that. All the values are good only. There is nothing to debate on that. Love, everyone should have at least a minimum quantity of love in their mind, isn't it? So that is only good thing happen related to values. But morality, always this is a debatable question, especially in the present scenario. But this morality and human values will lead to what we call as ethics. And ethics tells about the your way of behavior, or the code of conduct which we follow when we are in a family, when we are in a society, or when we are in an organization. Now, if you follow this ethics to the profession, then you can say it is professional ethics. So all these things are related, and all of a sudden you cannot show professional ethics. This professionalism and ethics in your profession will come only if you have all these backgrounds with you. So that is the case of professional ethics. And so these are the four things which I have discussed now. Morality, as you can read, it is they are the principles which distinguish what is right and wrong, what is good and what is bad behavior. While ethics are moral principles that governs our behavior, person's behavior. So it tells you about to what extent you are applying the morality in your daily, day-to-day behavior. To what extent you are applying ethics in your profession. That is professional ethics. So when you are in a group, or when you are in a business environment, how you are behaving. And when it comes to the human values, as I told you, that tells about the core of being a human, which you cannot see in other, say, animals and all. So that makes the human beings distinguished from the other category. Some of the examples are truth, honesty, loyalty, love, peace, etc. Now, here is an example to understand whether certain things are value or not, human values or not. Now, if someone can take it away from you, then it's not a value. Anything which can be taken away from you, you cannot tell that that is a value. So, see, freedom of speech. Freedom of speech means actually it is a right. We urge for freedom of speech, but it is not compulsory that we will get the freedom of speech, right? Very often we will be, we may not be getting the chance of having spoken, right? So freedom of speech is not actually a value. This is not coming under value system because it can be taken away from you. But honesty, if you are an honest person, no one can take that value from you. Hence, that is an human value. Now, what is attentiveness? Attentiveness is again a value that you possess. You listen to others. You have good attentiveness skill in you, and no one else can take it away from you. So that is also a part of human value. Now, right to be heard. All of us know that as human beings, we all want to be heard by others, right? But still, it can be taken away from us. So it is also not a value. Now, high standard of living, we always wish for high standard of living. That is good, that if in society everyone is having good standard of living. But still, is it a value? No, because everyone is not getting that right, isn't it? And someone can take it away from you. So it is also not a value. Now, education is also not a value system. While integrity, which is you are having a strong fundamentals with you, you are a strong man with principles. If that is the situation, he is known as the person with integrity. That is, of course, a thing which cannot be taken away. Hence, it is also a value. So, in this list, you can see honesty, attentiveness, and integrity are the values which cannot be taken away by other people. So that is how you can check whether a quality is a human value or not. Now, Coming to the list of values, this is an exercise which you can do by yourself. Here is a list of values, around 20 list is given to you, and you can score. You can think on what is the quality that you possess or what is the value that you possess, and you can give a score for all these things. Spirituality, how much spirituality you possess. Then loyalty, how much loyalty you possess. So you can give a score for all these things and identify what is the level of ethics in you, right? And this is actually part of ethics only, because very often we have certain value system in us, but still we will be in a situation of dilemma or confusion. Then because we are in a multicultural society where I have already told that there are different kind of people who are following different principles, who are following different customs, etc. So in a multicultural society there will be serious clashes in what we believe and we should do, and what actually can do. So there will be a clash between what we wish to do and what we actually do. So this clash creates the dilemma. And variations in personal values, ideologies, class and ethnic backgrounds also contribute to this dilemma. And gender identities is also an issue which will create confusions related to the value system. And there will be certain dilemma when we are dealing with the workers or with the clients. Now here are some examples. That is the first example which is given is hijacked plane where there are 200 passengers and it is going to hit a building with 50,000 employees or workers in that building. So a decision has to be taken. Either you can kill all these 200 passengers or you can go and hit this building. So which decision has to be taken by the pilot is an important thing. So he will be in a dilemma, and he will have to act against the human values or the ethics. And the danger part of this is when we follow the ethical system. You can see in this diagram there will be a group of people who are standing on the other side, where we will have to take a strong decision, where sometimes we will be the road less taken or the road not taken. So you will be standing all alone with all your ethics and principles, and whether you have the courage to face such situation, that is also a questionable matter. Now, so here are some examples. Like if we come to the professional ethics or in the business, whether you have to increase the profit, or you have to increase the salary. That is a question. Increase the profit or increase the salary. This is a question. So when you increase the salary component to the employees, that is part of your value or the ethic. The top management is very generous to the employees and they want to increase the salary. But if you increase the salary, definitely it will affect the profit of the company. So it creates a dilemma, or it creates a confusion. And if you are going to implement a new technology, see, if you are implementing a new technology, what will happen? There will be many employees who may lose their job, right? So as a top management, which decision you will take? You will stand with the employees or with the manpower, or you will be implementing a new technology. So what decision you can take? This is again a professional dilemma, ethical dilemma. And of course this is also very much familiar among the students, because now the younger generation or the students used to tell they want freedom, but the parents will be looking for the safety. They want their children to reach home, say by evening 6 o'clock or maybe by 7. They want to reach their children back home, but students want freedom. So when we give freedom to the children, it will affect the safety of the children. So we are again in an ethical dilemma, whether to stand with freedom or with safety. So these things creates ethical dilemma, or it will create confusion in taking certain decisions. So with this background, when we come to the professional ethics, the base of professional ethics is all the human values which I have mentioned. Now in professional ethics, you can see It is certain principles that govern the behavior of a person or a group in a business environment. And professional ethics are standards set by professional organization for the behavior and values of people working in a specified field. And it also tells you about certain code of conduct that you are supposed to follow in an organization. And these are the 5 most important ethical aspects according to the American Psychology Association. These are the most ethical aspects which you should follow when you are in a profession. One is beneficence and non-maleficence. Beneficence means you are very generous to the people around you, and non-maleficence means you are not creating any harm to anyone around you. And fidelity and responsibility tells you about fidelity. This is the faithfulness. That is, the top management or the boss will be ready to give certain tasks to you because he or she has the faith in you, because you are showing that responsibility. That is also a part of your ethics system. And the integrity, I told already, because you are a strong man with a lot of moral principles. And justice is you are providing equality to everyone and you respect the rights of other people. So professional dilemma, which this is an example again which I have taken in relation to the psychologists or the counseling team, or even you can tell in relation to this medical field, the doctor and the client relationship. So there are certain professional dilemmas like therapist and the client boundaries. To what extent the therapist can involve in the private affairs of the clients, that is a ethical matter. Then confidentiality is again a dilemma. Then client autonomy, the client wants certain freedom, but this therapist or the doctor will be influencing the decisions of the client. So these are certain professional dilemmas. And the do's and don'ts tells about what are the things you should do and what are the things you should not do. Now you can see that on the right side, you can see that in an organization with peer groups and clients and the society as your stakeholders, you should respect the space of each one of us. Means each of the workers will give the space to others, and we should respect the space of the other people. And we should show honesty and loyalty to the organization or the institution where we are working. Or these are some of the human values which are do's. Now don'ts are never betray others or never cheat others. Then avoid gossiping. You know that in a professional structure, this is the most dangerous thing, that is the gossiping. We will sit in snack time, we will sit together and start gossiping about the people all around us, right? So this will create an informal situation in the organization or a grape vein, which is the most dangerous thing now many organizations are facing. And the biased decisions always which is taken by the managers or the leaders will also influence the atmosphere. So these are certain professional ethics do's and don'ts. And why professional ethics is important is these are the 4 things which are very important in a professional ethics system, because every organization works for a goal and the ultimate aim of an organization is to achieve that goal. This goal can be achieved only with correct team spirit or the integrity of the employees. Now how to create this integrity and team spirit among the employees? It cannot be created all of a sudden. If the professional ethical system follows correctly in an organization, definitely all these things will emerge automatically. So there will be a set of minimum duties for everyone and they will enjoy doing their minimum duties and they will not be overburdened with a lot of duties. So this equity can be ensured once we are following the professional ethics. Now the second thing is, of course, if you are following good professional ethics, it brings in loyalty and good relationship among the employees. Definitely that will also add to the goodwill of the company or goodwill of the organization. Now it creates a justice to all. Everyone in the organization will be getting equality or justice. And all these things will lead to the integrity of the people and also the teamwork. And definitely this will end up in achieving the goals of the organization. And So these 4 principles I have already discussed. That is, we should respect the autonomy of other people, and the principle of beneficence means we should be generous enough to help others, and we should never harm others. That is, non-maleficence principle means we should not harm others, and we should show a principle of justice. And the most important part is we should be honest enough. You can see in the picture, the mama is asking who did this, and the small kid is raising his hand, which shows that he is honest enough to express the fault which he has done. So this is the most important thing, and only a courage man or a courage woman can show the honesty. It is not easy for everyone. So to end this session, I would like to end up with this conclusion, that in an organization with professional ethics, we should provide equal rights, equal responsibilities, equal opportunities, and equal treatment to everyone in the workplace. With this, I conclude. Thank you.